animals, they also show their dance, etc. You can see circular. The men and women are shown in a circle, which shows their views on life as a circular, which shows their views on time as a circular event. So these are the two, and now we will talk more about some of these tribes as we go along and how the art evolves over a period of time. But now let us start our meeting, and let me tell everyone a little bit about the format of today's meeting. We know that we have a Let's Word It segment first, which will be taken by Toastmaster Aisha Lodi. And in the Let's Word It segment, we will be given a topic and we will have the time to prepare a speech or a poem on the topic, which we will recite towards the end of the meeting before the general evaluation. The second session is a prepared speech round. And today we have one prepared speaker, which is Toastmaster Asmanaz. After the prepared speech round, we have a table topics round. And table topics round is today we have the table topics master, Toastmaster Muhammad Aswar, who will be conducting this round. We also have the interpretive reading round, which will be done by DTM Talha. And then finally, we have a general evaluation round. I think the general evaluator has not yet joined, so we will see who will take up the general evaluation round towards the end. So that is the format of the meeting. Let's begin the first round, which
So for anyone who is new, I'd like to tell you what the Let's Word It segment is about. So the Let's Word It segment is unique to our Toastmasters Club, WordWise, and this is where instead of impromptu speech, we write something on a topic that's given by the Let's Word It segment curator, which is me today. And in this part, once I've given the topic, the attendees will volunteer their names, and we select up to 5 participants. And that's it for the topic. The participants will have all this time to write what they want to write on the topic that's been given. The time of their whatever speech or whatever they've written, a poem or anything, it needs to be in between 3 to 5 minutes each. And yeah, so we also do have a poll about who did the best in their writing towards the end. And so yeah, today's topic was inspired by one of Khalil Gibran's poems. And I think most of us know who Khalil Gibran is. I hope I don't need to give an introduction. But yeah, I'll share the poem, his poem in the chat box as well. But basically, I'd like to speak a few of my favorite parts from the poem as well. So the poem is on beauty by Khalil Gibran, and it basically speaks about. It basically has different versions of what beauty means to different people. And I'll share the poem here in the chat box as well. But my favorite part that I want to share is where did it go? Yeah. So it's actually the last two lines. Beauty is eternity gazing at itself in a mirror, but you are eternity and you are the mirror. And so today's topic is my beauty. Am I audible? Yeah, okay,
Yes, you
okay,
are.
thank you. Right, so the topic I will and so if someone wants to take some inspiration from the poem in case, so I'm just gonna send the poem here. And yeah, so can I have my volunteers now, please?
Toastmaster Umar, would you like to go for it? DTM Irfan, Toastmaster Imran, Toastmaster Seema Shukla.
I guess I'll just put my name down. At least we should have one participant.
Well, I think
No, I'm joking, people. We need people. Come on, please.
DTM Irfan, I'm asking you to
The
go for it.
topic too boring. Do you want me to come up
Okay,
with something more long?
DTM Irfan is in. What about you, Toastmaster Asghar? Toastmaster Umar Farooq, why
हाँ
don't
जी,
you?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. What do you need? हाँ जी. May I pitch in or
Yeah, of course.
Toastmaster Umar here?
Toastmaster Umar
Okay, what do
Khayyam.
you need, please?
Yeah. So it's a 3 to 5 minute segment where you actually write something on a topic and then recite it a bit later. So
Oh, I am allergic to poetry.
no, it's not poetry. It doesn't have to be poetry. It can be prose as well.
I'll listen today.
Okay.
What others say.
Okay. So we have DTM Irfan Farooqi. I think Toastmaster Asghar is in too. And Toastmaster Umar Farooq, what about
I
you?
can also.
And we have a guest, Seema Shukla. Would you like to go for it? Okay, I guess. Yeah.
Sorry, I did not listen. Right.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, the segment is actually you're given a topic, right? And you write a piece of prose or poetry about it, and you're given a bit of time during the meeting. While the meeting is happening, you keep writing, and then you recite it. It has to be at least 3 to 5 minutes. It can be a story, a prose, poem, anything you like.
Okay. Uh, Anyone else can go, so I can just listen.
Okay, fine.
I have just joined. So
Okay, so I think we have 4 volunteers, right? Toastmaster Aisha?
Yes, that's correct. We do have 4.
Okay, great. Great.
Yeah, I can also
Okay, we
go.
forgot our
Oh, great. Thank you,
resident
Toastmaster
poet,
Kashif.
Toastmaster Kashif. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Toastmaster Aisha, in that case, I'll withdraw my name, okay, because I think you've got plenty of volunteers now. So, okay.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much to everyone for volunteering, and we'll see you in the next part. And good luck with your writing. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aisha. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so for those who have just joined, we are discussing the tribal art from across various states from India. And we discussed two tribal arts, two sorts of tribal arts, which are done on the mud homes of the tribes. Now we move on, and the next set of paintings or the tribes which I will talk about, these are the paintings which are done on cloth, because as we move along in time, first there was no cloth at the time. If we are talking about 4,000 years or 2,000 years back, and then when cloth became available, we have paintings with cloth. So we'll discuss two of these paintings now, and these paintings are very interesting because they blend together a lot of different aspects. Cloth is obviously one, which is the medium where they do it, but there is also a lot of storytelling. Religious and spiritual significance is always there if we talk about ancient art or even modern art. Other than storytelling, we also have some stories. Of course, the stories or the poetries which come in in terms of songs and dance as well. This one, which you see on your screen, this is known as the Phat painting, which is from the Rajasthan region in the north of India. This is done, and this one is around 700 years. This tradition is around 700 years old. The people, which is again, this painting was done by the priests of the tribe, the priest and his or her wife. Sorry, priest and his wife. And now this is called phat because phat means cloth which can be wrapped up. And this is the cloth which had multiple, which was a long cloth. It could be from 15 to 30 feet long, and it was usually wrapped up, and it was unwrapped panel by panel, and on each panel there is a story. These priests will go from village to village and narrating their stories. Usually they will put up a panel and they will narrate the story, which could be in the form of a poem or it could be in the form of a story. They would also, along with his wife, he will do like a song and dance sometimes to narrate the story and gather more people. And this poetry is known as Phat Kavita in the local dialect. So this is the Phat painting. Now let me also show a more contemporary version of the Phat painting. This is something which I saw in the museum, and this particular painting is a COVID themed painting, and it shows COVID as a monstrous force. Again, you can see there are different panels and the story unrolls, although this is a more contemporary piece, but still the story unrolls panel by panel. And this one is done by Kalyan Joshi, who is a national award winning painter, who brings his own unique perspective on this traditional art form. So this is the Phat painting. Now we'll move on to the next one, which is known as the Patua scroll. Again, the Patua scroll is around 700, 800 years old tradition from West Bengal. Patua is also the name of the community, which translates as a painter, right? As a Chitrakar community. Again, this is very similar to the previous art form. These are lengthy scrolls. They can be several meters long. And in this case, the artist, in the earlier case, it was more always a priest who would travel from village to village. And here the artist would travel from village to village carrying this along and showing this. And it would always be accompanied by song and dance or stories. Again, this is a more contemporary version of of this painting. This is done by the painter who is called Anwar Chitrakar, who hails from a family of patuas or painters. He uses natural colors made from plants and minerals mixed with gum from the bale fruit in his artwork. And the artist has received many prestigious awards, including the President's Award. So this is the second set of paintings or art forms from the tribes. Now we will, before we move along to the third set, we will continue with our session. And the next round is the prepared speeches round. We have one prepared speech today from Toastmaster Asmanaz. Can I first call on the evaluator of Toastmaster Asmanaz, who is Toastmaster Aisha, to please provide us the speech guidelines. Toastmaster Aisha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashif. So I will be evaluating Toastmaster Asmana's speech. The topic of the speech is, sorry, just 1 second. Okay, so the topic of the speech is in Who Knows Kevin? This is the purpose of the speech is to inspire the audience, and it is supposed to be interactive. And the timing of the speech is supposed to be, I think, I'm not sure about the time. Sorry. And
It's 5 to
yeah,
7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. And so the contents of the evaluation, should I go into that as well?
Yes, you can introduce them.
Okay. So we will be evaluating, first of all, engagement with the audience, clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, use of gestures, and comfortable level with the audience, and the topic, how inspiring was the topic. All the best, Toastmaster Asma. I know you'll do great. So over to you, Toastmaster Asma.
Hi, I'm Hedwig. Do you like my red socks? No, I'm Patricia. I keep things under control. Wait, they don't like us. They never does. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guest, who did you see?
Lip.
Hedwig?
Maybe.
Patricia? Dennis? Or Kevin? A man with 23 personalities in the movie Split. You know what I believe? Every single person of us have different personalities. It's the way other, not only how we are for others, but it's only how they see us. It changes the perspective. Have you ever interacted with any person in your life who has multiple personalities in real, apart from the movie? Anyone from the audience?
Yes, yes, for sure.
And how did you deal with that person? Or how do you deal with that person? According to the situation, according to the mindset that person is having. Of course, sometimes we are a strict boss. Sometimes we are an outsider. Sometimes we are a silent struggler. But it all depends on the situation we are facing with. Have you ever, any one of you, complained with your parents about your siblings? You give extra time to him or her. You do extra favors to him or her. Anyone? Yes, we all do. Recently, I watched a clip and the person explained that every siblings have different parents. How? You know, when it's a firstborn, the parents are anxious, curious, struggling, sometimes struggling with financially as well. And they are just exploring things. With the second child, they are calmer. They have the experience. Sometimes they are financially stable too. And if the third one arrive, they are more mature. They are seasoned. And children experience the different version of their parents. So this doesn't mean that they are not treating the siblings equally. This is due to the circumstances. Sometimes even children have different temperaments. So accordingly, parents treat them. So I have a question from you. How are you when you are at different places? Like at office, you are dealing with colleagues. You will be professional. Like, or at home, you will be friendly. And with friends, you may be silly one, cracking jokes with them. So the circumstances and scenarios always changes. Sometimes when we are progressing, people treat us like a champion. But when the same person experience a setback, the treatment changes. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, we are like glass, fragile. We can be broken. But if handled with care, it reflects beautifully. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, so my question is from you. Who is Kevin? Who are you? And how do you inspire others? Do you treat with people with the label they carry? Or you just treat the way they are? Be the person who understands others. Be the one who treats everyone fairly and provides a safe space or safe place to reflect and show their true selves. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asma. Now moving along, let me share my screen again. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. Okay, so moving along today, we are discussing the tribal arts from India. And the next set of paintings, next set of art, which we are going to discuss, these are also a couple of art forms which are also done on cloth. And they originated from the temples of India. This one which you see, this one is called Patta Chitra. Patta refers to cloth and Chitra is painting. And this one, Pattachitra, originated in the 12th century. So this is also 800, 900 years old tradition. And it originated in the eastern part of India, in Puri, in the Jagannath temple of Puri. These are the paintings which were used to cover the deities in the temples or during certain rituals. And these were also used as gift for the tourists or for the devotees. This one, which you see, this painting, you see, these are the gopis of Krishna who are depicted in this painting. There are two panels here showing more or less similar paintings, and then there are various animals which are shown in this painting. Now, these are not minimalistic painting; they are covered. They use every inch of the space. So this is Pattachitra. Now let me show you a more contemporary version of this painting. So this is uh, a creature which is also from the tradition of Pattachitra, which is known as Navang Gunjar. And this is a mythical creature from Orissa folklore, and it is composed of 9 animals. This one has a head of a rooster, the neck of a peacock, the hump of a bull, the waist of a lion, the tail of a serpent, legs of an elephant, tiger, deer, and horse. And one of the limbs is raised in a human arm, holding sort of a disc, which is an emblem of Vishnu. This composite figure, it symbolizes the divine's incomprehensible and all-encompassing nature. This painting is done by Gitanjali Das, who is a pioneering artist trained in this art. Usually, this art, which is Pattachitra, it was only allowed for the patriarch, for the males in the family. So she was the one who disregarded the stereotype, and she started doing the painting at 10 years of age. This is by a more contemporary version of Pattachitra by the same artist. Now moving on, the second type of painting, this is known as Matani Pachedi. This tradition is around 300 years old, and this is done by the Wagri, which is a nomadic community in Gujarat. Originally, nomads or the nomadic community were not allowed inside the temple. And so they used this kind of a cloth, a painting, as a shrine, and they would use this to do their worship. This was done on cotton or on a silk cloth. As you can tell, that it holds spiritual significance as well as artistic significance now. And the central figure in this kind of a painting was always a goddess, and you can see there's a goddess at the center of this painting, and they were surrounded by then their devotees or various other animals or such figures. It was done in block, and usually red and the black were the primary colors for this painting. Now, this one is a more contemporary version of the painting. This is a goat, which is a vehicle for some of the goddesses who were protectors of farmland for this particular community. This is done by Shilp Guru awardee Sanjay Manubhai Chitara. And he uses colors derived from iron, which is soaked with jaggery, a process that can take around 15 days. And then the borders are obviously they're block printed, and then the freehand details bring the narrative to life. This is then dyed, and the cloth is washed in the rivers of in the river to set for the dye to set. So this is the next set of painting. Now we will move along to the next session of our meeting today, which is the table topics. And to conduct the table topics, we have the Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. This is the first time to listening and watching about tribal art. I'm going to ask you something in box. I really like the last one, which had many roles: human, snakes, peacock. The combination of contrasting animals with their contrasting qualities. Anyhow, right now I would like to focus my job as a table topic masters. As a table topic masters, we will talk about certain subject impromptu. Tala, am I audible?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay. Because you were gazing me in a very strange way, so I thought I never claim your love. I never claim your love, but the way you are looking at me, so I thought something is wrong with me, as usual. So let me talk with someone who otherwise don't have any role, and I can see Manoj Kumar, because I really like the way people show or convey you from the different tactics that we are ready, because the rest of them are not visible. So we usually tend to go towards the visible people who we have an access. Manoj, first of all, welcome to our meeting. I uh, Manoj, I want you to talk about a regret or a mistake that when it was committed, you are defending it or you are happy to committing it, but then you regret. Why did you do that? And what was the reason for being, you know, uh, taking your position away or changing your stance?
Take a minute. Happy morning, each one of you. There. Darling, can I have a scooter? No, no, no. A cycle will be good for you. It will keep you fit. Darling, can I buy that diamond ring? I don't have money to waste. Two examples of two dialogues between me and my wife. In younger days, I was that in the club of 99, always aspiring to make it 100. More money in the bank made me feel, yes, I am the richest person in the world, not investing it in the relationship. The scenario had changed. Now I see there is enough and I don't have the way to spend that. So in 40s, when I take a break, a kind of pause to ponder and look back, I saw I'm just wasting my time. Running a rat race, if I win it, ultimately I'll remain a rat. Then I changed it, took a U-turn, and now all my finances are being managed by her. Most often I have to ask her, can I have some money? I want to spend it on this or that. And this gives me a lot of satisfaction and happiness. Once we minimize our wants, everything becomes more. And that empty space that we create, that void, is filled with happiness, joy, and health. 31st of July, I said goodbye to my professional career. And now people ask me, what do you do? I say, I'm embracing nothing. Once you embrace nothing, what do you embrace is yourself. So I'm doing that. Why don't you all join me embracing nothing? Because nothing is everything. Thank you. Over to you.
Oh, Manoj, thank you very much for your lesson. What I'm taking away is uh, embracing myself rather than chasing something else out there. Thank you very much for your lesson. Do I have someone, Babu GK, if he is there?
Yes, I'm available.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you very much for the participation, Babu. I want to reverse my question in your case. What was the thing when you did it, you thought it was the most interesting thing or the right thing that you have done, but later on you you left to regret it? Just one event with the reason.
Just a small confirmation. Hope I am audible and visible. If you would give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. I thank the master for giving me a different situation. Well, I made a lot of mistakes, not one or two. But today, if you ask me, a person who's at 45, what I could do or what I could have done better as a 20-year-old, one point with me is, as a youngster, I've taken a very careful route, not taking risks, being content with whatever I had. I have something, happy with that, didn't want to take a risk, try something more, push myself harder, something I've always not done in the past. So if somebody has to ask me or what I regret is, in my 20s and 30s, I should have explored more. I was content with whatever small things I was doing. The job I was doing, I was happy, but I should have definitely tried for something more, taken risks of doing bigger tasks. I was happy doing the easy tasks given. I never wanted to take the hard tasks given to me. So this I feel is a mistake, specifically while executing projects. We feel being successful in the project is more important. But at times, failures give you more learnings. At a younger age, failing more and failing fast is equally important. So, as a specific example, while completing a specific project on finishing a machine setup, I took to smaller factories than taking bigger factory activities. So, this is my point, and my learning is, if it's okay to fail, provided you learn from the failure and move forward. This is my take on this topic. Thank you, and back to Mohammad Asghar. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Babu, for your ideas. Toastmaster Omar Farooq, now, of course, it is your turn. Okay, so I just want to change the topic from one end to another. You are a Toastmaster, right? Toastmaster claim about leadership and communication, but there is a long distance before reaching to that overarching two objectives of the Toastmasters. There is a confidence, writing skills, grammar correction, pronunciations, evaluation, listening, audience facing. Apart from leadership and communication, when you see this journey in the various component, which one do you think you need to improve? Is it your writing, confidence, preparing speech, evaluation segment, or just you want to learn to face your audience in a boardroom meeting or in a journal occasion?
Okay, that is a very excellent question, Toastmaster Asghar. I believe we don't join Toastmaster in order to become a very good Toastmaster or something. We join Toastmaster to become better outside of it, become a better human being, better professional, better family man, all those things. So your communication, your leadership skills, whether you are at home, in office, anywhere, it all has to improve when you are in joining Toastmaster. What are you getting out of it? What are the things you need to improve? For me, having those thoughts in a structure and building your own like narrative, sometimes I do tend to struggle with, and I go because sometimes when you have read a lot of books, where you have studied a lot, you have so many thoughts to convey, so many ideas are coming to your mind, so you want to share them all. So picking those ideas, what you want to convey, what do you want to deliver, can be sometimes like, okay, I want to share this idea as well. I want to share that idea as well. So how I can convey it? So sometimes it can get jammed up. So that I think still I need to work on picking those ideas that are most powerful, strong, and that can help audience as well. So this is one thing that I think I need to work on. So I always believe that in Toastmasters we say that where leaders are made, and I thought we are talking about communication and all those things. We are doing the speeches and all. What is the connection between leadership and speeches and communication? So I'll tell you one thing. So you cannot be a better leader. You cannot be an excellent leader without the communication. You might have PhD. You may have masters in English. Might have so many degrees and all. If you cannot communicate your ideas, if you cannot build on the narratives, you are nothing. You cannot convey your knowledge to others. So that is the heart and soul of the communication. In order to inspire them, in order to convey that knowledge and ideas, so others can understand. So keep building on it, keep building your own narrative, your thought process, and choose those thoughts that can impact the society, the people that are around you the most. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Toastmaster Omar Farooq. At least I have one similarity with you. I think I have many ideas, but I cannot structure them with unity and coherency. You at least mentioned this one. Thank you very much for your participation. Imran Rana, are you there? If you are there, I want you to talk with us. Okay. Imran Rana. So I am moving ahead. Dipesh Kumar, if you are there, I would like you to, if you want to participate with us or talk with us.
Is it okay if I turn my video off? I mean, uh, I'm not in position to turn on my camera.
Oh, yes. Are you a Toastmaster?
Yes, recent Toastmaster.
Oh, thank you. Uh, what led you to the club? I have just discussed that now we have a overarching leadership and communication. But what is the one specific thing before being a leader or a communication, as we have learned from Omar Farooq about his ideas? What is your one segment or one point which led you the Toastmaster and probably will force you to stay with the club?
Okay, let me reiterate. What one thing which I would like to learn here is that what's the topic about?
Yep.
I think above everything, above every general evaluation or the speech evaluation, I think the biggest kind of evaluation, which I think Toastmasters, non-Toastmasters, every speaker should be aware of, is the reaction of audience. If I'm speaking and an audience dozes off, then probably I'm making some kind of mistake. And that's the only evaluation I follow. If nobody follows my content, if nobody follows my delivery, then probably I'm doing something wrong. That's the only thing I rely upon. Nothing else. Because what have you ever noticed like why we used to doze off when we used to be in college or school? Why things like global warming are never taken seriously? Why climate change and a lot of issues like the nuclear deterioration and all, I don't know, some technical terms, but serious issues of this world are never taken seriously. Why? Because they are depicted in a very boring manner and the audience has no interest in that. But if we talk about films, if we talk about songs, then the eyes of the audience lights up, then they are interested. But above all is the delivery, how you deliver it. And I think I learned that from my professor in my college, who used to teach me total quality management, one of the most boring subjects. But he taught me in such a way that I still remember the concepts because it has a beauty. So when you believe in your content, the audience senses it. When you have a way of delivery, the audience senses it. And somewhere, if I'm not convinced about something to speak of, if my delivery is not strong enough, then probably the audience would doze off. And that's what I rely upon. So if I see my audience turning off the cameras, then probably I need to improve on that and make it more engaging. So audience, the reaction of the audience, their engagement is the biggest thing I rely upon and I want to learn in Toastmasters. Back to you, Table Talking Master.
Oh, thank you, Dipesh Kumar. What I got from your conversation is that we need to dramatize things in order to drag the attention of the audience, and you think that is one thing which brought you to the Toastmaster. That is one thing you want to learn. Do we have another speaker, DTM Tala? Can we
Sorry,
call
sir.
someone else?
Sorry, sir. We allocated 15 minutes for the segment, so those are over.
Okay, so thank you very much, all the speakers and the audience. It is in from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Kashif, are you around?
Yes, yes.
Oh, stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammad Asghar. So we will move forward. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so the next one, we are going to talk about the Gond community. And this is a painting from the Gond community, which is, again, one of the largest indigenous groups in the central India, Madhya Pradesh. Their paintings usually focus on mythology and nature. Just a minute. Okay. And as you can see that this painting is also depicting animals and their connection with nature. And it also says something about how that connection is breaking. So these artists now Gond art is now become very mainstream. Yesterday I ordered a coffee, and on the back side of the copy there was a Gond painting which they had used. Like all the other ones, these are because these are from the indigenous communities, they use natural colors. They use and it's very close to nature. They use natural colors from the plants, flowers, etc., etc. One of the very famous artists of this tradition is Jangar Kalam, who has also started his own school of painting now. And that school continues to shape the modern evolution of Gond art. Now, let me also show a more contemporary version of this painting. So, of this tradition, this is done by Venkat Raman Singh Shyam, who is a Madhya Pradesh state awardee, doing paintings in this tradition. This painting, as you can see here, that it depicts how the indigenous communities are getting dislocated because of the rapid urbanization, deforestation, etc., etc., and how these communities are getting marginalized. Art has always been, I think, one of the reasons of existence of art is that they focus light on some of these areas which can help to uplift the communities, and that is the tradition in which this artist has done this particular painting. So now that was the Gond painting, and now let us move on. In next session in the today's meeting is the interpretive reading, and today's interpretive reading is conducted by DTM Talha bin Hamid. Over to you, DTM.
Thank you so much. So I'm sure many of us who have joined this meeting today remember the old advanced manuals. And one of those manuals used to be interpretive reading. And paradoxically, it did not require me to write a single line myself. And yet it proved to be the toughest thing I have ever done in my life. Every project took at least a month of preparation, if not more. And since most of the time the evaluator was DTM Samir Hamid Dodi, it meant that I had to do it all over again. So interpretive reading is something which you do when you actually read someone else's work or poem or prose, and you try to interpret it in your own way. If you think about it, every piece of acting that you see on a screen is actually interpretive reading because they're interpretively reading a script. So when founding WordWise, I thought to bring this segment back. And today I will be presenting something, and we have allocated, just give me a second, we have allocated about 20 minutes for this. So once I am done, any of you who wish to present any piece of writing or poetry written by someone else in your own style, in any language even, you can do it in any language and then briefly present a summary in English language. So I will start off by reciting 2 pieces of poetry that I've read, and I won't tell you the source. Instead, perhaps I'll tell you the source after we are done. So the first piece is called Car Radio. It is about a situation where the person's car radio has been stolen and he has to sit in silence with his thoughts. And if you think about it, we surround ourselves with so much noise, visual and audio, that we are scared to be with ourselves. And this is what this is about. So here it goes. I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts, so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought, because somebody stole my car radio and now that I just sit in silence. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside it. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There's no distraction to mask what is real. I could pull the steering wheel. I have these thoughts, so often I thought to replace that slot with what I once bought, because somebody stole my car radio, and now I just sit in silence. I ponder of something terrifying, because this time there's no sound to hide behind. Defined over the course of our human existence, one thing consists of consistence. And it's that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I think I liked it better when my car had sound. These are things we can do, but from the things that work, there are only 2. And then from the 2 that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. And there's faith and there's sleep. We need to pick one, please. Because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to come across like I am dying, to let you know what you need to try to think. I have these thoughts, so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought, because somebody stole my car radio, and now I just sit in silence. I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They will fill with fire and exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts, so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought, because somebody stole my car radio, and now I just sit in silence. This was the first piece. The second piece is about childhood memories and how we lose our innocence when we grow up. I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older, all my fears would shrink. But now I'm insecure and I care what people think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we are stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we are stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I'd probably only sell one. It would be to my brother because we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown. That's a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and tree house homes, we would all take the latter. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we are stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship, then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at our face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We used to build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now you're laughing at our face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. So those were the two pieces that I meant to recite. I hope you liked them. And now let me reveal the source. They're not from any poem. They're not from any literature. They're not from any poet or even writer. There are two songs by a band called 21 Pilots. And they're a contemporary band. They started in 2010. And their genre is rap, rock, alternative, pop, you name it. You can put a finger on what they're about. But these two songs that I heard, their lyrics really struck a chord. And I think it is a very rare occurrence in today's modern music when actually the lyrics, in addition to the music, inspires you. So that was my piece. I hope you like them. Yes, okay. Yes, Aisha, you were right. I knew it the moment you displayed that emoji that you knew the source. So that other song is called Car Radio. It's also by 21 Pilots. And it is one of the most harrowing pieces of music and poetry that I've ever heard. Because in this, the person is sitting in silence, they're missing their car radio, they're contemplating suicide because they're so scared of their own thoughts. So thank you so much for listening. If anyone else has any piece of writing or poetry they would like to share, please raise your hand. If not, yes, Toastmaster Manoj, over to you, sir.
After listening to the second song, something came to my mind. I would like to share that with you, though I had written it earlier. The title is Smell. Smell. I like the smell of my mother's laugh.
Wow.
I like the smell of my mother's laugh. Its softness and coolness. A musky, endearing smell. No symbol or image on earth can befit its representation. An oasis in my desert. It haunts me. So that's a small little poem.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj. That was beautiful, I think. In its brevity, it was amazing. So anyone else who would like to have a go? If not, I'd like to hand over to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kashif Kadwai. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, DTM. Just give me 1 minute. My daughter is here, so I just need to take care of her. Sorry about that. So, continuing with our theme, we discussed some of the tribal arts which have been there. And art has always been around. It started with cave art and art has been, I think, as old as humans themselves. We have cave arts found over 30,000 years ago, one of the oldest art that is found by us. And the things that they depict, the themes are very similar to the themes that we see in the tribal art or even in contemporary art. They depict daily life. They depict hunting scenes. They depict scenes of spirituality, spiritual symbols, their beliefs. Most of them, of course, use natural colors, natural pigments for these paintings. The function of art, even then, it was about communicating ideas. During the cave art, I think one of the things was that they, of course, did not have a language, did not have a script. So that was a way to communicate their beliefs, their ideas, their way of life to later generations. But we do see a lot of similarities between arts of that time. Some things have changed and some things haven't changed. Now we do see that people use various mediums for their art, whatever they can find. Earlier it was walls of caves, then it was cloth when it became available. Later it was paper when paper became available. Earlier there were no colors. Later when they could use natural colors from flowers, plants, etc., they started using that. Then they started using artificial paints, right? Earlier there was only drawing, because they could only draw. There was no writing, there was no language. Then came language, then came writing, and we started writing, and then came performance art, movies, etc., etc. So the form, as we see, the form has evolved over a period of time, and it still continues to evolve. But what has not changed is our need for self-expression. Art has always been a fundamental aspect of human cognition. And there has been this innate desire, this innate need to create, to express ourselves, to convey our ideas. That has not changed. Also, art is very much very much a function of a time, a place, and a society. And if we see, we will find a lot about a people, their way of life. As we saw in some of these tribal paintings, they tell us a story about how they used to live, what are the things that were dear to them. It was their love for nature, it was their love for spirituality, it was their love for their gods and goddesses. Um, but what is also true is that art is best when it rises above these things, when it rises above its time, when it rises above the society, and when it becomes timeless. It rises above and it shines as a beacon for everyone across centuries. And it is no longer a mere story. I think that's what is special about art, that it is an expression of our unique identity, of each human being's unique identity and circumstances. And when it comes from a place which is deep within ourselves, it can touch the heart of people which are which are centuries away in time from us. I remember there's a poem from Hafiz, and I don't remember the words. I tried to find that poetry today morning, but I could not. But basically what the poetry said is that my words will fall like arrows centuries from now, and they will pierce your heart. Because my words are fertile. And Hafiz was just such a confident poem that he knew that centuries from now people will be reading his poetry. So with that, I will wrap up the theme for today, and let us move on to the next section today, which is the recitation of the Let's Word It segment. To conduct, can I please invite Toastmaster Aisha Lodi?
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashif. Yeah. So, is it okay for Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi? Would you be okay with going first?
Yes, I was rather going to ask you to let me go first. Actually, we don't have electricity here, so due to heavy rains, power is
Yeah.
cut off, and I don't know when it will be restored. So I just wanted to finish my part and take leave if I was allowed. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. I can switch on my camera, but then you would be able to see me quite in dark. So I'm switching off my camera, and I'm going to narrate what I have written about my beauty. I start my narration from the story of one of my colleagues. She was born in a village side, in an unprivileged area. And as she grew up, this is the story that she has told me. As she grew up, she had to face the negative, sarcastic remarks of people about young girl growing up with dark complexion, with chubby outfit. Everyone was trying to tell her and her mother, do something for her. She will be fat. She is dark in complexion. She will not get married. She will face consequences. With this, she tried to change a lot about herself, but she failed. And then she realized one thing: life is not beautiful from what we look, from our appearances. Rather, life can be made beautiful. And then from village, she took the initiate to study and became the first girl from her town to get a university degree. And then she started her career in corporate sector. This was very unique for the village where she was born. This also takes my focus to a very well-known story of Laila and Majnun. I had always admired the beauty of Laila. Why a person Qais became so close to a girl, so affected, affiliated towards a girl. How beautiful would she be? And the anti-climax was when I saw the picture of Laila. To me, there is nothing beautiful in Laila. But yes, as Shakespeare says, beauty is in the eye of beholder. And that is how I realized that when we hear the word beauty, most of us immediately think of what we see: a beautiful face, a stunning outfit, a breathtaking landscape. Beauty has many dimensions. There is beauty in art, there's beauty in music, in nature, and yes, in the way we look, the cave beauty that we just explored. But today I want to talk about a kind of beauty that can't be captured in a mirror or in a photograph. For me, beauty begins on the inside. Think about it. Haven't you met someone who might not fit with the usual definition of beauty, But as soon as they smile or speak or laugh, we realize suddenly that there is a beauty. Isn't it radiant? There is the beauty, this is the beauty which I believe in, the beauty that comes from feeling good, from being happy, from sharing positive energy with the world. When I am happy, the world looks different. My mood colors the way I see everything. Even an ordinary day becomes beautiful. An ordinary day that becomes beautiful. Happiness, in my opinion, is the best makeup anyone can wear. It brightens our face more than any highlighter and makes our eyes sparkle more than any pencil. So when I think of my beauty, I don't think of makeup kits or fashion trends. My beauty is my happiness. My beauty is in the way I treat others. My beauty is in the way I choose to see beauty around me. So the next time when you consider about the beauty, you don't just look into the mirror, look inside you and look around you. You might just discover that beauty is everywhere, waiting for you to be noticed and admired. Back to you, master of the ceremony.
Wow, Toastmaster Irfan, this was very beautiful. Thank you so much. And I agree with you because this is also very relatable that most that whatever good is happening outside, if you cannot feel it on the inside, and so it does really depend on our mood and our own how we feel on the inside. And yeah, the beauty is inside you and around you, and you can always find it. And I also especially liked the way that you mentioned that, well, relating to the story that you told of that very brave and very, I would say, trend shattering. She kind of broke free from the society's norms and how society wanted to place her in a box. She kind of broke free from that. So thank you for that story. And I also liked how you said that a smile, a laugh, sometimes the eyes they can be even more beautiful than any other physical aspect that we are kind of told is the standard of beauty. So thank you so much. That was very beautiful. And yeah, so the second volunteer, Toastmaster Umar Farouk, would you like to go ahead now?
Sure, why not?
Okay, thank you.
1
Over to
minute.
you.
Yes, I just received a call on WhatsApp, so now I closed it. So let me start now, okay? And there I was having lunch with a beautiful girl whose smile lit up the whole surrounding, and her eyes brimming with joy. You must all be thinking I'm on a date with that beautiful girl. The things are not like as they seem to be. What if I tell you, if you could see souls instead of bodies, would your ideals of beauty would be different? 7 years back, I was on a short vacation in Islamabad, and I was waiting at the bus stop in order to go to my hometown, Chakwal. I saw a little girl wearing a red down frock, barefoot, and in the November's extreme cold. In Punjab, you get very cold, not like the other parts of the Pakistan. Very cold weather, barefoot, torn frock, torn red frock, and she was begging from the people around her. She came to one guy, asked, Brother, can you help me? I have not eaten for 2 days. That person looked at her and pushed her away and said, I will not help you. You are part of the beggar mafia. You don't deserve to get a penny. She went to the second person and asked, can you help me? Can you give me some money? I can get some food. That brother, that person took out the wallet and started counting the money. She was hopeful that person will give some money. And then all of a sudden he says, I don't have a change. Maybe other time I'll help you. And he kept the wallet again in the pocket. I was witnessing all that happening in front of me. And that girl, heartbroken, crushed. She tried one more time. She came to me. Brother, can you help me? Can you give me some money? I have not eaten for a couple of days. Without a second thought, even though I know that my bus is about to come, I can miss the bus easily. I took that girl to nearby restaurant and asked her, whatever you want to order, order. You can fill up your belly with whatever food. We order biryani, kebabs, nuggets, whatever. And the happiness that was on her in her eyes and the smile, that satisfaction that I got, I realized that true beauty is that. We tend to look out for the beauty in external things, the environment, and those things. But the real beauty is when you help others, when you inspire them to become a better person, when you help them when they are in need. That smile, that satisfaction that you get is priceless. It cannot be replaced by any amount of money in the world. Then after having that food, I helped her, I got her bought some clothes as well, the shoes. What she could have given me in return? Nothing. Nothing she could give. But she gave me the satisfaction, that real satisfaction that you get. Ladies and gentlemen, the real beauty is not in the eyes of the beholder. Real beauty is in the heart of the beholder. You need to have that beautiful heart, that beautiful soul that makes you truly beautiful. So if you think that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, you look outside the beautiful nature, beautiful world. No, you are seeing that beauty through your own heart. If you have that kind, compassionate soul that has empathy, that's true beauty. So if you can inspire, if you can be an agent of positive change in somebody's life, you are truly a beautiful person. No matter how you look, what you wear. I was fine suited, dressed coat, pant, and having a lunch with a girl that has torn dress. People were looking at me, what you are doing? You are so much well suited, well mannered kind of person with that girl. People were trying to have that judgy eyes and trying to judge you. I did not care. I felt satisfied. That inner satisfaction that you get. That is what real beauty is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to a contrary thought. Don't think of beauty in the eyes of the beholder. Beauty is in eye of the heart of the beholder. So have that beautiful heart. That's what my beauty is all about. Over to you, our contest
Thank
master. What?
Let's word it curated.
Let's word it.
Thank you so much, TM Umar. Thank you. That was very touching, very inspiring, and beauty really is in the human connection that we seek, but sometimes, and that we need, but sometimes forget that this is actually what we are on this earth for, isn't it? So beauty is in empathy and understand and everything that stems from it. And I hope we'll all remember this. So the next participant, Toastmaster Asghar, would you like to go ahead next?
Can I skip this because I'm carefully listening as a language evaluator so that I can come as a language evaluator to see what the other are saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, I don't think we have anyone else.
I think we had Toastmaster Kashif.
Toastmaster Kashif, yes, sorry. Toastmaster Kashif, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Kashif. The stage is yours.
Okay, so I'm going to recite a poem which I wrote some time back. Have you ever experienced the beauty of a mundane moment? We don't, because we don't let a mundane moment go by. We are always trying to do something to make the best use of the moment. Plan for the future. Do something productive. Read a book. We are so afraid of getting bored. There isn't a dull moment when we don't do something about it. Entertain ourselves, watch a movie, listen to music. We are so afraid of wasting the moment that we never stop to observe it. If we did, we may get a glimpse of its immense beauty. People always say to stop and smell the roses. We may do it when we are on vacation or not even then, because we want to make the best use of our time. We are always doing something, lest we miss the moment. Let me tell you a secret. We don't need to go anywhere or do anything. There are moments of immense beauty on the dullest of days. Once we realize this, we will never be bored again. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Aisha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashif. I always enjoy what you write. Thank you so much for sharing your poem. And actually, I have I have had times in my life where I had nothing to do, and I I got used to just sitting there and, like you said, finding meaning in mundane things and enjoying just sitting there. And it got to a point that now I've gotten so used to it that I find it hard to multitask and do normal day-to-day work like normal people. And I think if Toastmaster Meher isn't here, but she would attest to that I find it very hard now to multitask and manage things. But yeah, that's just something that I wanted to add. But thank you for that. And that is the end of our segment. Thank you to everyone. And back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Aisha, for conducting the Let's Word It segment today. I think with that, we come to the final round, which is the general evaluation round for today. Toastmaster Talha, do we have a general evaluator?
We don't, but what we can do is that you can just invite the speech evaluator and the language evaluator, and after that we'll ask two of our guests to give their feedback about the meeting. So that will kill two birds with one stone. That will evaluate the meeting and also give the guest feedback.
Okay, great. So we move on to the speech evaluator, and please welcome back Toastmaster Aisha Lodi for the speech evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashif. So, the topic of the speech was, have you met? Oh, sorry. I am so sorry. I just need to look at the topic exactly what it was. Who knows Kevin?
Yeah.
Yes, and it was actually a very interesting take on the condition or the human condition, which is to sort of camouflage to different situations and different people. And the question that TM Asma left us with at the end, I think, was very um, interesting and obviously thought-provoking. So I think in terms of engagement and interest, the speech was very well written, was very well delivered, and you excelled at eye contact, I would say. I was mind blown by the fact that you had your entire speech memorized or you remembered it and you didn't look at any notes or anything. And yes, I especially loved it that you started off with that sock, that red sock. That was a very unique and a very nice touch. And your comfort level with the audience was exemplary and it was relevant. And yeah, the speech left us questioning, not questioning, I would say, but thinking about things that something which we normally look over, I would say. And yeah, there's only a few things that I would say we could work on more, such as fluency and vocal variety. And I will give your feedback to you personally as well, the document. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Asma, for that brilliant speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Okay, moving on. The next session is the language evaluation session. And to conduct it, please welcome Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. And thank you, the organizer of this meeting, to allot me this particular role. For the reason best known to DTM Talab and Ahmed, at least. Okay, I think I just noted down some very good English. The reason is simple. I have a less ideal grammar. So it is somewhat difficult to find out incorrect sentences, perhaps. But let me say something. Someone said perhaps a unprivileged area. I think it should be underprivileged area. Someone said judgy ways. I think it should be in a judgmental way or judgmentally, perhaps. Someone said they don't like us. They never does. I think they never do. But I focused the good usage of the language. Circumstances and scenarios are always changing. I really like it. I think Asma said it during his speech. Do you label the people with what they carry? Very rhetorical question. I think again she was Asma. I like the smell of my mother's love and oases of desert. Kashif during a role said uttered many good sentences. Art has been fundamental to human cognition. Or beauty is the eyes of beholder, someone said. Beauty of mundane movement, which rephrased by Toastmaster Aisha Lodi. Find meaning in mundane. Brimming with joy, we tend to look out beauty in external things. A standard of beauty broke free of society's norm. Beauty is an empathy. And there are many other things. It's difficult to read my own handwriting. Well, anyway, I've listened and noted many good usages of the language, and I will try to repeat them in my role in future Toastmaster Collab meeting. So again, over to you, Toastmaster Kashif Kedwai as Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asghar. I think with that, we have come to an end of the meeting today. So I will pass it back to the President, DTM Talha.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Toastmaster Babu and Toastmaster Umar Khayyam, you just heard that we don't have a journal evaluator today. So what we'll do is we'll ask each one of you to share your thoughts about the meeting. So starting with you, Toastmaster Umar Khayyam, please go ahead.
Thank you, DTM Tala. I came here with the intention to recruiting one of the panel members. I am from Karachi Toastmaster Club, and my upcoming project is panel discussion. I was looking for some uh, people who are well versed in financial literacy, probably some businessmen or some accountants. DTM Tala is also an accountant, and he is my number one choice for recruitment. My main intention was that to look for people, and I formally invite you in the next session. If any of you are willing to be a panel member, please contact our VP Education at DTM
DTM,
Talab bin Hamid.
yeah, DTM Asma Naz is also an accountant. So
Any other businessman who can who have some experience. Every businessman has some good or bad experience. I
yeah,
would request it here. And please contact DTM Tala. He will guide you to me, and we will discuss it further. And with respect to this meeting, it was a very good literary meeting. Unfortunately, I am allergic to all things poetry, so I keep my distance. But mashallah, I remember Zavia program that used
yeah,
to come on TV, and
yes.
people who have so much literature burning inside of them, they need an outlet. And someone like Tala bin Hamid, he needs 2 or 3 outlets. He is such a big geyser of literally topics. And thank you very much for having me. And over to you, DTM Tala.
Thank you so much, Umar. But I think I succeeded in my mission. I'm not good at anything. I'm good at pretending. So yes, I'm very good at coming across as some literary soul. But let me tell you, there are so many people right now in this meeting who are 10 times more well-read and learned than I am. So it is a tribute to actually all of them that regarding the quality and the concept of this club. So thank you so much for being there, and thank you for being part. Toastmaster, or if it's DTM, apologies, Babu GK, your thoughts.
Good morning or good afternoon, members, wherever you are. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hamid. I'm only a Toastmaster. I aspire to be a DTM. So, yes, I really enjoyed being a part of this meeting. I saw a WhatsApp message in a global Toastmaster group, and the theme was really fascinating for me. And when I saw that it was in Pakistan, I was looking forward for some of the tribal arts from that region. I don't know, could be in Chitral or some parts of Baluchistan, Peshawar. Was in for a good surprise. Yes, art forms available in India. He was speaking about a person like Venkat in Madhya Pradesh. He was speaking about some of the art forms in Orissa, and very detailed research has been done over there. And that's something I must personally say hats off to whatever he has done. Definitely, his passion is very evident over there. And it was definitely a good experience. Definitely, there was a welcome message given to me in the chat. So I appreciate the details of each member that they look for even a guest and they are willing to encourage the meeting. For something, this was definitely a point. I would thank your club for doing this. It doesn't happen in many of the clubs to make the member feel more guest feel will being a part of the team. So that's something I definitely liked. You have given me a chance to be in the table topics. So I was in for a surprise. I never felt that I would be given a chance, but you had given me a chance. Apart from this, you had some interactive learning sessions, and this was something which is not there, at least in my club. So we follow the new manual. We don't know the old. I don't know about the old manual. I'm a Toastmaster for roughly 3.5, 4 years, and we follow the pathway system. But my old members have said the old manual was more effective and it had more depth in the kind of work which had to happen. So this was something I've seen here today. Might be I will take it back to my club and suggest And if people are willing, we could also do that. Yes, I really enjoyed the meeting over here, and definitely the stories which were mentioned over there. I'm not able to remember the name, but the way the person mentioned about his way of looking at at the girl child over there and trying to support, this definitely moved my heart of things, because at times in society we don't look at the other aspects. We fail to realize that we have benefited a lot, but that's very important. It's an eye opener for me, and definitely thank you very much for having me here and for giving me the opportunity. Back to Toastmaster Hamid. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Babu, for that amazing feedback. You are more than welcome to take these new segments back to your club on two conditions. First of all, remember to attribute WordWise Toastmasters, because this is the club they're globally exclusive to. And secondly, keep visiting our club and bring your fellow club members as well. So, and as for being DTM, it is someone very wisely said that it is better to not be a DTM and make people wonder how come you are not a DTM, rather than be a DTM and make people wonder who made this person a DTM. So, and that someone was just me, and that once was just right now that I said. So, so thank you so much for that. I'm so glad that you enjoyed our segments, and we welcome your participation. We invite you in future to attend as well. So it is now time to announce the winners of this meeting, and yes. So best speaker goes to DTM Asmanaz. Congratulations. Best evaluator to Toastmaster Aisha Lodhi. Best wordsmith for today goes to DTM Irfan Faruqi. Congratulations. Best major role player goes to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kashif Kidwai. Congratulations. And best table topics today goes to DTM Manoj Kumar, who's not here yet, but his certificate will be conveyed to him. So this is the time to bring an end to this meeting. I'm deeply grateful to each and every one of you. I know how hard it is for you, Asma, but you managed to be present and you managed to make your presence count every time. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Kashif. I could see how much work you had put into your presentation. We used to have dedicated keynotes, but lately we have switched to the TMOD session as masquerading as a keynote, and it was such a professional and thoroughly researched keynote. I also I would second Babu's idea that, you know, since the theme was for the subcontinent, but it mainly featured tribal art from India, we could do maybe one session that can feature tribal art from Pakistan and specifically Balochistan and other areas. So Toastmaster Muhammad is time to start thinking about it. If you can, if you are game for it, you know, the stage will be yours whenever you choose to do that. And what stunned me was that it is actually the art that we saw today, the meaning, the depth of meaning it had, and what struck me the most was that you don't necessarily need words all the time to say certain things. It can be just a piece, it can be just a drawing, it can be even silence can be communicative. And those tapestries that Toastmaster Kashif displayed, we didn't need to know the language, we didn't need to even know the culture to, if we just looked a little bit deep, we would have realized what was being conveyed. So thank you for that. And with that, we are stopping the recording of the meeting. If anybody